You worked in the Aaliyah movie, right? How
Mm-hmm.
tough was that with that one? Because like people had so much to say because people are very sensitive about Aaliyah.
And they should be very sensitive about Aaliyah. The challenge was because my producer, Deborah Martin Chase, and Howard Bronstein, they took it up to Canada. And I was like, no, don't go to Canada. Yeah. So all I ended up casting was the lead, which was originally Zendaya, and then it went to Alexandra Shipp. Mm-hmm. So that was the only person. But of course, when your name goes first and that, you know, they think you did the whole thing. And it's like, nope, there was some local casting people who had never heard of Timbaland and Missy. And
Missy, the Missy was
oh, Missy was messy. It was so not fair.
I know.
So not fair. It just wasn't fair. You know what I mean? It just really, really wasn't. And no one asked about the process. And you know, I'm still trying to forgive Charlamagne the God, but there needs to be a formal apology. From Charlamagne the God to me. Yeah.
What? I'm not familiar. What happened with him?
Charlamagne the God. I think I was donkey of the day for I don't know how long, and I got death threats behind that, and behind him and that whole
film, or just you. But you just casted Zendaya.
I cast Zendaya initially, and then it was Alexandra Shipp, but nobody wanted any of it to be touched, and she was a public figure, so. That's not my call. My call is to do the casting that I was called to do and to bring to life to the best of my ability that beautiful young lady and to remind everyone about the hits and how amazing she was as a creative individual. And what he then did was to cause a, you know, kind of a New York flurry.
So you got death threats for a casting.
Exactly. That was the first and only time that I ever received death threats for a casting. And I'm still waiting on him to apologize.
I'm friends with Charlamagne, so maybe he'll be watching it. So what would you say to him right now if he's watching?
Apologize, Charlamagne. Apologize in the same way that you put it out there. Apologize publicly. And learn the process so that you understand how it really works. That's what I would say.
And there was a lot of controversy before Alexandra was cast with Zendaya.
Really?
Yeah, right?
Yes.
So,
it was a great casting, I think.
Why were people so mad?
They didn't want her to be touched. They didn't want her to be touched by Lifetime, I believe. And I understand.
Yeah.
I understand they wanted it to be more like, maybe they wanted it to be more like the New Edition kind of, you know, movie. So they didn't want it to be touched in that way. And unfortunately, that's just the way that it happened. That's the way that it happened. You know, I guess Deborah had the story. I don't know who had the rights to the story in and of itself or the script, but that's where it started. It started and it became a Lifetime project. And, you know, I'm sure that they wanted to do it to the best of its ability, but sometimes taking it out of the country or doing it in a place where it's difficult to get African Americans or it's challenging to get people that look like the folks, because that's a process. Like Robbie just went through it. I just went through it. When you're trying to get people that look like the people that are still living or that had recently passed on, you've got to do that right.
I can imagine that would probably be the most difficult thing to cast, right? Because you've got people extra emotional about their, you know, the person that's being portrayed. And to some people, no one will probably ever be perfect enough or good enough, right?
Right.
Cast?
Yes. Then they didn't want a mixed girl. And it just became, you know, we're starting to get to a place which I'm thankful for this moment in time that we have to reflect and to be still and to just really look at ourselves and do some serious self-work, because there is a lot of, this one's doing finger pointing and a lot of just rage that will come out on Black Twitter or just on social media, period, and just vitriol, just, you know, we need a moment to breathe. And yes, there are times when you react, and how do we react, and to be strategic about our reactions, but also understand that there are people in these positions doing the best that they can to bring forth an experience for you. so that you can re-experience what it was like, because I was there during, you know, Aaliyah did a music video that my brother did for Naughty by Nature and came to the set. I was there with Notorious B.I.G. and Puffy and that whole era. I was casting music videos then. So we're trying to bring to you an experience that maybe we were a part of. Robbie attended an HBCU. You know what I mean? Like, she's at Hampton, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's recreating school days and an experience for you so that we can all feel that same warmth of going to an HBCU. You know what I mean? So that's really what we're focused on doing, is creating a positive experience.